Over 28 million students and more than 1 million teachers, the Egyptian Ministry of Education has announced its regulations for schools to resume in October 2020. The ministry has further tasked each school principal to prepare a 2-day schedule per week for each student amid the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. However, some parents have expressed concern over the long stay of students at home while welcoming the government decision to reopen schools with proper COVID-19 regulations. Let's have more details of that in this report.
With 28 million students and 1.3 million teachers, in addition to management staff, nearly 1/3 of the Egyptian population are in schools. Due to the high risk to public health safety, the Egyptian Ministry of Education has announced its regulations for schools' operation under the COVID-19 pandemic. Starting 1 month later this year, Egypt is giving time for each public school principal to plan their own schedule. Students will attend a minimum of 2 days a week in rotations.
The government is doing great in efforts to protect students from COVID-19 because kids in younger ages do not have internet access and they will attend school the most. Sports will be practiced at least once a week for all grades to boost immunity. High school grading is now much more flexible.
The Egyptian Thanawiyya Amma, the high school certificate, is introducing multiple choice questions-based exams which will be graded electronically. Students will have the chance for make-up exams to improve their grades. In schools, the use of personal preventive equipment will be a must. Teachers will be instructing students to wash their hands regularly. Despite all these measures announced, many parents are still worried.
Of course, I'm very concerned, but I also believe we must face this crisis. We must make our children aware about personal hygiene. They must learn that there is a risk. For them to stay at home is no longer a proper solution.
The state must help with the face masks and the disinfectants. There is a lot of pressure on parents. All our income has decreased because of the pandemic. We are barely making a living. We can't afford additional costs. Life is very expensive.
All education materials will be available on online platforms to be accessed from home or from schools' computers. Videos of teachers explaining each lesson will be available on YouTube. Moreover, additional tutoring support will be available at schools for those who need it.
Schools set to reopen in Egypt after many months of closure due to the COVID-19 global pandemic